How did I beat my hair loss? Well, keep watching to find out. Derma-rollering is one of the key things that really helps me to regrow my hair and give me some of the hair that I lost. You could literally see my scalp. I was so depressed. Now it's a lot better. I have so many new baby hairs growing. It's crazy. And that is largely thanks to the derma-roller. So this video, I'm gonna show you my exact technique that helped me beat my hair loss and give me a thicker, more beautiful hair. So keep watching to find out. So before I get into my technique, you gotta get the right derma-roller, and I cannot stress this enough. When I first started, I used a fake needle derma-roller. This is a massive no-no. This can cause scarring, scalp irritation, and can cause more damage to your scalp. So I really recommend investing in a really high quality derma-roller with real individual needles rather than fake needles. And how can you spot it? Lucky for you, I launched my very own derma-roller because I was sick of seeing fake derma-rollers on the internet. So this is my 1.5mm derma-roller for hair loss. This is the perfect length for your hair loss and is going to really boost your hair growth. You can see here there are individual needles, stainless steel, which is used in surgeries. Titanium is actually more stronger than stainless steel, so it's really hard to get it sharp. So that's why you want to always go for a stainless steel individual needle. Use my code EMENBELL2022 for 10% off at www.thereisbeer.com, which means there is beauty in all. And my mission is to empower women and men to feel more confident and to break and shatter the taboos of hair loss, because no one should be ashamed of their hair loss. Make sure you don't want to get a fake derma-roller. They look very similar to the real needles. So you can see here, this is triangular disc, and really one to avoid because that's gonna basically cause micro tears rather than micro incisions. It's gonna be micro cutting rather than micro needling onto your scalp. So really recommend to get the right needle. Got the right derma-roller. It's 1.5mm, which is the right needle depth to stimulate hair growth. And remember, you have full control over the pressure and how far it goes in, but you want to make sure that you're putting enough pressure so the 1.5mm is going all the way in, because that's the optimal depth to stimulate hair growth. You want to make sure that you're sanitizing your derma-roller before and after use. So that's the first thing that I'm going to do, is I'm going to make an antibacterial hand wash bath. I'm going to soak my derma-roller in there with my needles, and you can also use rubbing alcohol. What I found was that using a soft bristled toothbrush to get in between the needles to clean that dead skin cell is just going to make your derma-roller last a lot longer, and it's going to get rid of any bacteria on the derma-roller. Once you have done that, it's time to derma-roller. So follow along with me, and I'm going to show you my exact technique and things to spot to know that you're doing it right. So first things first is you want to part your hair in sections. So I'm going to go ahead and keep my parted hair where it is right now. Put your finger right here. Then you want to basically start by derma-rollering on just your scalp. If you have quite long hair, you can hold the hair down to make it so that it doesn't tangle your hair. I get a lot of questions like, does the derma-roller cut your hair? Personally, it doesn't cut my own hair, but to make sure that it doesn't, you can just make sure you're only rolling on the scalp and not the hair so that it doesn't cut it. But because the needles are so small, if you're using the right derma-roller, it shouldn't cut the hair. So we want to do at least 10 rolls in all directions. So horizontal, vertical, diagonal, the other diagonal, and you know when you're ready to move on. You know you're ready to move on if you can see pinpoint bleeding or redness. So that's what you want to achieve. In the studies, the benchmark was redness in the area or pinpoint bleeding. So small red spot, that's when you know you have done it correctly. So once we've achieved those two things, so you've ticked that, you've ticked the other one, you've ticked redness, you've ticked pinpoint bleeding, you can move on to the next section of your hair. So we've done this section, we're gonna part the next section of the hair. I'm gonna make it really close to the parted line that I just did and do it again. So one question I always get is, when will you see results? So in the studies, it took 6 months before they saw any results. So I would recommend the same amount of time, waiting 6 months before you think it doesn't work for you. You want to derma-roller once a week or when your scalp has healed, so you can inspect your scalp. If it's healed, then you can move on and derma-roller again. You want to be consistent. You have to be consistent to see results. Another question I get is, when can I shampoo after derma rolling? Wait 72 hours before shampooing and washing out your hair. So I'll be honest with you guys, so because this process takes a lot of time, one way that I help to expedite this process is I actually just put my hair back all the way and I do my hairline like this. And I'll only recommend this if you don't get any hair cutting and it's easier for you. So this is another way that you can basically speed up the process, but I really recommend the other way that I was showing you for beginners. So I'm going to move on to the next section. Other questions I get is, can you use serum with the derma roller? And my answer is 100% yeah. So I also launched my hair growth oil, the Super Roots Elixir, and this is full of nourishing oils that have been proven in clinical studies to stimulate hair growth. So including rosemary essential oil, which has been shown to be just as effective as minoxidil, but without the side effects. So when should you put your hair growth serums or your hair growth oils? So I actually put it on straight after, but it really depends. I would recommend waiting 24 hours before putting any serums. If you're using any alcohol-based products, which I would really avoid, I would wait at least 48 hours, 24 hours before using it. In the studies, they waited 24 hours when using minoxidil, but minoxidil is a chemical and it has alcohol in it. I personally like to use my hair growth oil straight after, but I would really recommend in the beginning to at least do a patch test or to wait 24 hours before using a hair growth oil. But using it is gonna really help boost your hair growth. One thing to note with derma rolling is you may get an itchy scalp, you may get dandruff. The way to beat that is to use a hair growth nourishing oil and also to exfoliate your scalp either with freshly brewed coffee granules or to use a scalp scrub of your choice at least once to twice a week to help get rid of dandruff and the buildup of dead skin cells. Because when you're derma rollering, you're basically creating wounds, so your body is going to flood nutrients and blood flow to the area, healing that, so then you'll get a lot more dead skin, which is the top layer of where you are rolling, and new skin cells, new growth factors, new hair growth is going to come up. So you want to pave the way, create the best growth environment for your hair. If you like this video, please like it really helps my small channel, and comment and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. If you enjoy hair growth content, make sure to check out my How to Beat Hair Loss playlist, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you, bye!